he realized, luckily there, that he didn't, but just
So they'd carpeting Trump. Red carpeting, is that a verb? It is now I have spoken. Ah, okay, that's cool, I guess. Getting started in just a few min. Toss any links to stories into chat or the Discord. Discord. https discord gg benyay tritix 8. Check out Waldo's videos https www.youtubecom Waldo videos. Slots. The result is at KBP 24. Good job, you got 2 equal emojis x2, you won 100 points. Gamble 100. At KBP 24 dice roll result 4, you got half of the bet back. Don't give up, I believe in you.
Oh, hi, hello, how you doing? My name is Waldo, and I am here to feel the politics with you. Glad you're here tonight. Thanks for being here. Um, I got one or two more little things to click. I'm running behind tonight, as usual. Usually, it's a Monday thing for me, as I usually run a little bit behind on Mondays, because I'm a terrible, terrible person. It's true. So yeah, the last little bit right here. There we go. We're good. And everything is up, and I shouldn't have any echoes. I think we're good. Clicking all the buttons. Minimize that. I have my chats up over here so that I can see them in case you have anything to say. So what we'll do, yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 little links to read over tonight. If you have any, hop in the chat, tell us what they are, do some links, give us some stuff. No kick. Did kick stop working? That's weird. It seems okay. Because I'm on the thing and I'm looking at the stream preview, and the stream preview suggests that I am up and running. And I'm going to do a thumbs up like this, you see? And then I'm going to see it on my preview window right over there, right about there. Yeah, it seems like it's okay. Let me bring it up in a different window and watch kick. And yeah, it's up, boss. KVP, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you should just hit the F5 button. KVP, you're gonna need to hit Alt F4 to get that stream running. I'm the only guy in the world who would do that to his own viewers. But no, the kick seems to be okay. It looks okay to me. I'm watching it on a different browser, and it seems all right. And then the chat still seems to be working.
Fixed it. Kick chat test.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, well, anyway, thanks for looking out for me. I appreciate it. I have, let me see, that going. We're also on the Twitch and the Kick and the YouTube because I can. So if you can do one, you can do three. If you can dodge a wrench,
Robot go burr.
if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, right? So if you can stream on Kick, you can stream on YouTube and Twitch. So let's do all of them. All the chats are here. Only the robot lady only talks in the Kick and the Twitch stream. I'm not entirely sure why she doesn't read the YouTube, but it's probably YouTube's fault. We're just gonna say that it's YouTube's fault because it clearly is. And every time I try and fix it, I make everything worse. So we're gonna stop trying to fix it because it just makes everything worse. Uh, yeah, I think I've got. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm doing good. I'm having a good time as always. I got 3 or 4 little news stories to read, and then we'll play some more video games. It'll be fun.
Watched your Saturday stream after great turnout.
Yeah, it was really good. Had a whole bunch of people chiming in, and tomorrow morning the the sh- the highlights reel kind of comes out. So I edited and kind of pared down a lot of stuff that happened. And I'm going to see how well that does. I don't know how well that does. It's like an hour and something long. Let me see how long it is. Um, yeah, it's like an hour and 15 or something like that long of just all the stuff that happened on the Saturday stream. So that'll be in the YouTube videos, and in the YouTube video we'll have me talking to chat and everybody talking to chat, and we'll have a good old time, and it'll be fun. Maybe people want to watch that. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Uh, I mean, they don't want to watch my regular videos, right? So uh, it should be a good time. If you missed it or anything like that, you can hop in there and get just the cutout bits where I cut out all the awkward pauses and all the uhs and the ums and the ums. I cut all those out and then put up just a more shortened down video, stuff like that. So that was a good time. Maybe we'll get some more people in here tonight, or even if it's just on Saturdays, that'd be fine with me. I got a whopping, what am I up to now? I think I'm up to 110 subscribers on the YouTube. Not 110,000. No, no, no. Just 110. We're still in the triple digits, but it's moving up. So that's good, which is really good because I do really boring content, to be honest. Uh, the news and the politics is really boring. So I try and spice it up as best I can. But even then, I'm really boring. Uh, but that's okay. That's kind of how we do here. I'm just being me, you know. Uh, let's get started on the news tonight. All those things that I put in the title. We're gonna go to here. We're gonna go to here. Turn this on and turn off game capture, and then we're gonna click that button. Then we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna click this, and we're gonna drag it to there. There we go, and we can see the news. Here it comes. It's news time. Here comes the news and some ads because why not? Always ads. It's embarrassing. Republicans worry they have zero accomplishments to run on in elections. We keep doing the same stupid stuff, said Chip Roy of Texas on the House floor last week. I agree, Chip Roy. You do keep doing the same stupid stuff. Republicans are concerned that they have few accomplishments to run on in 2024. It's coming from the horse's mouth. Andy Biggs from Arizona set the tone at the start of the new year during a candid interview with the far-right network Newsmax. We have nothing, in my opinion, we have nothing to go out there and campaign on. It's true. It's embarrassing. Yeah, you should be embarrassed, Mr. Biggs. Uh, Anchor Chris Salcido responded in agreement, saying that the Republican Party in the Congress majority has zero accomplishments. Correct. There's a reason for that. The party has been plagued by infighting and at the congressional level, most notably with the public ousting of Kevin McCarthy. It failed to make nearly any headway in passing legislation, often rebuffed opportunities to broker deals with Democrats because the proposed laws are not conservative enough. There you go. NBC cited 3 recent deals in spending, immigration, and tax, but observed how none of these measures are likely to
I think
become
the term
law.
is called leopard ate its one face.
Yep, leopard ate its own face. That's right. And do that right away. Okay. Let's see where it really will become law. Unrelenting gripes from the far right. So yeah, none of these measures are likely to become law because of the unrelenting gripes from the far right. The leopards ate their own faces. Uh, let's see, barrage of criticism. There we go. If we keep extending the pain and creating more suffering, we'll pay the price at the ballot box. If we can get on with the governance and get the best policy wins we can, then you can open field this thing. But at this point, we are sucking wind. A lot of sports metaphors here that I'm not familiar with. Open field and suck and wind, because we can't get past the main objective in the road. Once we get past the main object, then it's the president's performance on the economy. If the president's performance on national security, we need to get the hell out of the way, cut the best deals we can, and get on with the political. Okay, this guy's speaks like a football coach. Okay, probably is. So here is your issue. the Republicans don't have policy. They don't have ethics. They don't have ideas on how to govern the country. They don't have plans for how to run things. They don't have uh, direction with which to go. They don't want to build towards anything. They only have one thing: spite. That's all they got. They have uh, a culture war that's built on spite. That is what they have. That is what they want. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna bring you, is a spite-based culture war. There is nothing else. They have nothing else. They've got no ideas. They've got no view for the future. They've got no plan on where to go next year. They've just got spite-based politics. They hate the trans people. They hate the immigrants. They hate uh, uh, they hate the Muslims. They hate the people who aren't like them. They hate all the people who are. They hate all the moochers. They hate all the welfare queens. They hate a lot of people, and then they just pass bills to hurt these people, and then they tell their base, "Hey, look, we hurt the people you don't like. Vote for me." And it doesn't work very well, honestly, because the Supreme Court shuts a lot of it down. A lot of it wouldn't be legal. That's why you're getting stuff at the states level about trans people that goes up to the higher courts and gets shut down because it's just not legal. It's not constitutional to do the things that they're trying to do. So some of them see that, and these guys definitely see that they've got nothing to talk about, and they definitely see that uh, the issue is that it's not conservative enough, and unrelenting gripes from the far right, because the far right can never be appeased. The far right can never be appeased. They will never be appeased. They will never be accepting of anything you give them. If they demand an inch and we give them an inch, they'll try and take a mile. If the right wing got what it wanted and lowered the amount of rights and stuff like that trans people have, they would then apply that to gay people. And if they got that, they would apply that to women. And if they got that, they would apply that to black people. And they would just beat back the tide of progressivism. They would beat back the tide of progress forever until they're the only ones that get to be in charge. Until only cis, white, straight Christian men can be in the government. That is the only plan they really have, I think. Uh, so, uh, yeah, I'm ranting a little bit, but it's fun. What do we got? DeSantis drops out of the presidential race, leaving Trump and Haley to face off in New Hampshire. Oh no! This is so sad. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. We all saw this coming. Not a surprise. I'm glad he's gone. He was bad, and he should feel bad. See, it's clear to me that the majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. And I signed a pledge to support Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents. Ouch, taking swings. Um, Repackaged form of warmed over corporatism. This guy loves corporatism. DeSantis, Rhonda, you love corporatism. If given the chance, you would increase the amount of corporatism that we have, and you would call it freedom. Um, you, unless the corporatists are suggesting that you're allowed to be nice to gay people, like with the whole Disney culture war that he did. So yeah, I suppose maybe he's not as corporatist as I think he is. Took off the high heels, licked Trump's boots. It's true. Um, he could probably stop wearing them now, right? Like the only reason was so that he would be standing next to Donald Trump at some point to be a little bit taller than he actually is. He wouldn't be taller than Trump. Trump's like 6'2", 6'3", something like that. So maybe I'm wrong about DeSantis. Maybe he isn't a corporatist. I think he is. I mean, most Republicans are, but maybe he's like. I mean, it's definitely not corporatist for his Florida government to tell Disney what to do, which he tried to do. And he failed spectacularly, but he tried anyway. That's not very corporatist of him. Maybe he's just anti-woke no matter where it comes from. No progress anywhere. No progress in the government. Do not do DEI initiatives. Do not get excited about hiring your first black person. Do not get excited about that. That's not acceptable. That's not good. But you're not allowed to do it in private companies either. Interesting. I don't know. It seems like a muddled political campaign or a muddled message from him. Not a surprise there either that he's got a muddled message that doesn't make much sense. Right. Okay. So what do we got? Oh my God, he doesn't look well. Video of Trump's dragging right leg sparks accusations of hidden health concern. I don't know what this is. I haven't looked at it yet, but it was on the news, and so I clicked on it. Let's watch him walk. Footage that some believe shows Donald Trump dragging his right leg has led to an explosion in online rumors of the former president's health. Prior to his landslide win in Iowa caucuses on Monday, Trump was accused largely by critics of looking unwell after being seen walking into the Hotel Des Moines alongside a security detail and staff. Okay, let's watch him walk. Let's watch him walk. I don't think we need that. He's just walking. That's just walking. That's just walking. Is there something else? That's just walking. News media, listen. News guys, come here. Look at me. Come here. News guys. Chill. Okay? Just chillax. How about you tell us his dumb ideas? How about you call him a fascist when he says fascist things? We don't need the everything is something. I know they're begging for something. It's a slow news day. They got to find something to talk about. They got to find something to talk about. He was just walking. I didn't even see anything. He didn't limp. He didn't drag his foot. He didn't have a club foot that looked like a zombie movie. He didn't roll out of there. He was fine. There's nothing there. But the news needs you to think that it's a horse race. The news needs it to be a neck and neck race till the end, or else you won't watch. If they think that he's way under and like 50 points down, he's way down there, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to say that it's closer than it actually is. And that's why I'm worried that we can't really trust what's going on anymore with the polls. I think that all of the regular news media, like the CNNs and the stuff like that, are making it seem like he has a better chance than he actually does. I think the polls are coming back with him way down, way in the behind, far less likely to win, and they're hyping it up just so they can make it more fun, you know? Because they need the clicks, they need the revenue, they need the people to watch, they need me to watch, they need you to watch me watch them. Or else the whole system falls apart. Capitalism itself falls apart if you do not watch me, watch the news. The entire system comes unglued if you aren't watching people watch the news. Just saying. No pressure though. A little bit of pressure. Little bit of pressure. Make sure you're watching. Never stop watching. All right, what else we got in the news today? There's really not much. I think. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Here we got the Supreme Court. So we've got two Supreme Court things tonight. Okay. Step one. This one's a little boring. I promise. It's boring but worth it. Well, maybe not worth it, but it's boring but important. The Supreme Court wrestles with the major challenges to the power of federal regulators. So let's see. The conservative Supreme Court justices on Wednesday voiced support for weakening the power of the federal regulators, but it was not clear whether a majority would overturn the precedent that has guided American law for 4 decades over everything from the safety to food and drugs and environmental protection. So, in these specific areas, like the safety of food, let's just talk about that one for a minute. The safety of food is put together by a regulatory agency. There are lots of rules that the federal government makes about what is allowed, how many rat bones per parts per million are allowed to be in your cereal. This is a good thing. We like this. This keeps your food from having too many rat bones. Just a little sprinkling of rat bones is acceptable, but a lot would be bad. We don't want too many rat bones in our breakfast cereals. So the government has set regulations. Those regulations say that there's only this much allowed, and if you go over that and we find it, we fine you and we charge you, and then we tell everybody that you have too many rat bones in your cereal. And hopefully, probably, maybe, they will stop buying it. You will lose money, you'll go out of business, your stock will tank, everything will be bad for you. Follow the regulations, and you get to keep being a part of the system. This is a good thing. We like this. You like this. I promise you like this. But what the Supreme Court and Republicans generally have suggested is that who are these regulators? Who are these regulators? Nobody elected these regulators. How dare they tell our beautiful, gorgeous corporations what to do? You can't tell a corporation how many rat bones they can put in their Lucky Charms. That's un-American. And then they argue, but this is the feeling they have. They have a feeling. They start from there because all politics is feelings. So they start from, I hate regulations. So that's the starting point. They don't start at the beginning. They don't start at the end. They don't start at the end and work their way back. They don't start at the beginning and work their way forward through facts and ideas. No, they start with what they hate. And what they hate is regulations. They hate those regulations because that loses them money. Um, it's true. Nobody elected me. You shouldn't trust me. God, no. Nobody elected me. So I can't be trusted. It's true. So start from the basic saying, I hate regulation because it costs me money. So I hate it. And I want to get rid of it. Where did it come from? Who does it? Who puts these things into practice anyway? And how do I get rid of them? So they're they're put they're put together by the regulatory agencies like the FDA and shit like that. So because the what's called the Constitution doesn't mention the FDA, they assume that it can't exist. From a very dumb uh, right-wing conservative stance, they say because the Constitution doesn't mention the FDA, you're not allowed to have one. Brain dead take. Dumb idea. The administrative state is necessary for a modern world. It just is. You can't run a society where there might be too many rat bones in your food. Rat bones aren't going to harm you. But what if it's toxic? What if there's poison in your food? What if there's things that actually harm people, actually kill people, actually cause harm to the public? You wouldn't know it if you don't have some sort of regulatory agency checking on these things. So they want those to go away so that they can make more money. And they hate them. They find a way to get rid of them. They start finding legalese, legal loopholes to suggest we shouldn't have these things. It makes common sense for us to have them, yet we don't like them, so we're going to find a way to get rid of them. We're going to find a way to trick the system. We're going to find a definition or a weirdly worded sentence in the Constitution somewhere that prevents this from happening. So that's what they're doing. They're working from the middle out, not from beginning to end or from end to beginning. Now they're working from the middle. I hate regulation. Let's get rid of it. How do we do that? They do that by claiming that the administrative state is unconstitutional. I don't think it is, but the Supreme Court conservatives will say, hey, the Constitution said it doesn't happen, which means that the administrative state and these regulatory agencies must get all their stuff passed by Congress. This makes everything worse. This makes everything so much worse. What does uh, what does Ted Cruz know about making food? Nothing. What does Mitch McConnell know about the kinds of rocks you're supposed to use when building a road? Nothing. And if, yeah, and then what does Marjorie Taylor Greene know about the thickness of concrete in building a house? She doesn't know anything about that, which means she shouldn't be voting on it. The idea that all the laws and all the regulations, stuff like that, all the laws and all the regulations have to go through Congress means that Congress must vote on everything. And I'm talking everything. The uh, building codes, the thickness of asphalt on a road, what kind of what grade of gravel you're allowed to use on that road. There are hundreds of regulations on a road. They can't vote on all of them. So what you do is you create an administrative state, a thing like an FDA or a Department of Transportation, who then hires experts who then to make those decisions on what's based on what's best, and the president who is elected chooses who to run those administrations. That makes sense. The Supreme Court is about to wreck that shit. If they go hard right libertarian, and they might, regulation goes out the door. And everything will become lowest bidder possible. Every road built after that point will be made by the lowest possible bidder. Every single food will be made lowest possible bidder. You will get salmonella, you will get outbreaks throughout the world because they're just not going to respect the regulations anymore. You're going to get filler content. You remember the pink slime that I think came into the news in 2009, 2010, or something like that, where they're like taking mashed up guts and little bits from leftover cow carcasses and like grinding them and mixing them with ammonia and then putting them into the food. There's a regulation against that. You will eat the bugs and you will like it if the regulation goes away. They will just start cramming more and more cockroaches into every single piece of food because they're cheap and easy to get. They just show up on their own, and they make a good crunch, and you will have no way of knowing that it's there. You'll have no way to stop it, and the regulations will be gone. The administrative state will have been gone, and then when something really massive happens, like a giant listeria outbreak or something like that, then Congress, in their infinite wisdom, will have to, one, find out about it through TikTok or Twitter, honestly, because that's all they care about. Then they will have to look at it, put together some giant overarching bill about what you can and can't do in every single situation within the country, and they'll argue about it and scream about it for 6 months, and then they'll pass nothing. And then we'll just keep getting more and more E. coli outbreaks. It'll be great. Let's see what the thing has to say here. Billions of dollars are potentially at stake. And there's the important part. That's why this is a big deal. Billions of dollars are at stake. In front of the court that, like the rest of the federal judiciary, was remade during Donald Trump's presidency by conservative interests that were motivated as much by weakening the regulatory state as social issues including abortion. Weakening the regulatory state because they want to save a few dollars on every single loaf of bread that they make. And the court has heard 3.5 hours of arguments. Great. Gorsuch noted that some judges invoke the Chevron doctrine frequently, while others not at all. Shouldn't that be a clue that something needs to be fixed here? I think there was a thing here. The reality of how this works is that Chevron itself ushers in shocks to the system every 4 to 8 years whenever a new administration comes in. That's not a bug, Kavanaugh. Brett Boofing Kavanaugh says he's unhappy that there's a shock to the system every 4 to 8 years when a new administration comes in. Boss, that's part of the point. that's part of the reason why you would vote for one group or the other. If you think that Donald Trump's going to come in and take away all the regulation, and everybody's going to get sick and die, you should vote against him. This is why he should be running on those policies, on those plans, on those ideas, on how he wants to change the regulatory state, how the ideas he's going to push forward for the FDA ought to be something we should talk about, think about, discuss. But instead, I'm watching him not limp down a hallway. We're discussing whether or not Joe Brandon is too old. What plans does Joe Biden have for the FDA? I would rather talk about that. I really would. It's stupidly boring, but politics is supposed to be boring. It's supposed to be dry and arguing about 1% rat bones versus 3% rat bones. That's what it's supposed to be. I long for the days when it returns to such. I hope that it goes back to being that. Will it make my show less boring? Yes. Or less exciting? Yes, it'll make it less exciting. But at the same time, we won't have fascists running for office and people shooting down trans people's rights. It's a bad time, you know. Make politics boring again. That's what I'm getting at. Make politics boring again. All right. So one more Supreme Court story today, and it is an interesting one. Supreme Court allows Biden administration to remove razor wire from U.S.-Mexico border in 5-4 vote. So the federal government is in charge of securing the border in a proper, legal, humane way. The state of Texas is very unhappy about the people who come across that border, and so they put up dangerous, deadly traps. This has been determined not to be the right thing to do by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is allowing U.S. Border Patrol agents to remove the razor wire. Deployed by Texas GOP Greg Abbott. The security initiative at the U.S.-Mexico border while the state's legal challenge to the practice plays out. The justice's order is a major victory for President Joe Biden and his ongoing dispute with Abbott over border policy, which has become especially fraught in recent days after 3 migrants drowned in a section of the Rio Grande, and state officials have blocked agents' access to prompting the administration to further press for the high court's intervention. So yeah, they're doing bad things. I don't think Governor Abbott is doing a good job here. I think he's harming people. Let's not harm people, even if they are Mexican. I don't want to harm them. I know, shocking. What a terrible liberal monster I am. This makes me nervous. Why does this make me nervous? States disregarding the federal government, rules and regulations and laws and stuff like that, leads to a civil war. It really does. I know this isn't very small. This isn't very big. The state of Texas put up some razor wire. The federal government says, no, you can't do that. And then they tell them to take it down and they don't. That's worrying. Then the federal government comes in and starts taking it down. What if they don't want it taken down? What if they put it back up? Or what if they stop them from taking it down? That's when stuff starts to escalate and gets dangerous. The people of the South will tell you that the Civil War was a states' rights issue, and it was a states' right to own other people. We don't like that had that right, but that is a law that the federal government wanted to pass that they refused. The federal government says, no, you cannot own people, and the people in the South said, fuck you, and started shooting. Maybe I skipped a few steps there. I'm compressing for time, because I only have so much time to explain this to you. Go look it up. It was called the Civil War. When the federal government starts telling them what to do and they start refusing, things get dicey, things get dangerous, things get scary. And that is something that I'm going to watch and be worried about for the next few months. So I'm going to keep my eye on that, and hopefully things don't spiral out of control. And that's all for the big news tonight. There's not that much else going on, honestly. It's still kind of a slow night, and I was here on Saturday, so um, I covered a lot of politics on Saturday. So let's play a video game. I'll turn the lady back on. You can meme and cream at me, meme and creaming at me, and you can. Oops, wrong button. Hang on, she's not there yet. And there we go. So she should be on, and now we can have a Canooch stream.
Canooch.
Canooch.
Did you see the TikTok I posted in Discord?
Oh, yeah. I can bring that up. TikTok, the terrible thing that it is. It's fine, honestly. I know Thomas really hates it, but it's just not that different from anything else that's ever existed ever. Got it right here. We'll hit that. And I post all my shorts on TikTok, so it can't be that bad, right? Let's take a look at it. Let's go here.
There you go. Don't you feel so much better with those big boots off? I know they're so tall. I understand that you're feeling sad, friend, but you do not have to be kind to people who are unkind to you. He said a lot of really mean things to you. He's not your friend. I am actually paid to be here, so I know that I call you friend sometimes, but that's just like a silly thing that I say.
Poor Ron. You take the boots off. It's very nice. And she's paid to be there, so she's not really his friend. It's very nice. Is that his kindergarten teacher? Is that what that was? Because he needs a nice lady to make him feel good. I agree. I'm on board. All right, we're gonna turn on Death Must Die.
She's done videos for Trump too.
Oh, okay. I do like the condescending kindergarten teacher voice that she had there. Triggers something in me. Something violent. Let's see. Oh, dang, I gotta hit the... You gotta put these up in the right order or else they don't work. Take that off, turn this on. There we go. There. Should... There it is. There we go, and we can bring up all of the chats before I click on the game button, or else they won't be there. Okay, I think I got it now. Alright, we're gonna play a game. Now, I like this warrior character, but damn, I don't get very far. The mage is definitely the best. I definitely get the farthest with the magician. Let's swap over to Maris the sorceress. Pick one of these, 8 spell damage or infinite pull range. I kind of like that pull range thing. Means you don't have to go run around looking for those stupid gems. I get up levels really quick. Hop in there. If you're watching, please press the sub button or the follow button and all the stuff like that. Thumbs ups. And tell us what you're feeling. Tell us what you're thinking. What do you feel about the politics? A well, hooray. Probably should have saved it, but I don't think those things are still there after a while. That is a... Great. Lightning!
No power beats chain lightning.
Dude, even he agrees. Look at that. He knows. No power beats chain lightning. I've been saying this for years. Years I've been saying that. He's got a blue one. Damn right.
I feel like politics canooch me.
Try shouldn't touch. See if that. I think she's goofing up shouldn't as well.
Death's errand.
Force.
Shouldn't ouch.
Shouldn't ouch. See, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, so I think it's the double T that's goofing her up. I think it's the fact that can't ends with a T and touch starts with a T. I think that's what's goofing her up.
Would noach.
There you go. See, would noach.
Without time's hourglass, we would not be able to assist you, hero. For this, I thank them.
Anything good here? I don't like any of those. Let's reroll. Anything better? Life regen. Okay.
Gamble 100. At KBP 24 dice roll result 3 you got half of the bet back.
Gem highway makes you experience shard movement attack speed. That's nice. Experience pull area is increased when you pull an experience shard through an enemy. Yes. I already have the pull, but it's now killing lots of people. Is my bag full? Good lord. I didn't even sell crap after the last one. Alright, let's throw all the grays on the ground. Ooh, purple boots. That's a gray. Fire staff only for the sorceress, which isn't any good. White, blue, purple. Purple, white, gray, white. Okay. And we're only picking up blue or better.
Night, thanks for the stream.
Thanks for coming, KBP. More life regen, that would be okay. Armor is increased. Let's do life regen. Oh, the dash. Yeah, dash. I need to help with the dashes since I only have one. Ooh, the Gremlin House, yeah. 3 dash cooldown, yes. Warp Strike, even better. Yeah. Turn it purple. I'm killing fools before they even get on the screen. I got a lucky charm. chain lightning turns purple? Hell yeah. Oh, slime time. Let's go slimes. Warp strike goes up again. Force. Gem high when you're taking experience shard. Movement speed attack. Yeah. I was moving real fast last time. With that gem high thing. Yeah, see, it just picks up, picks up, picks up. You move and you move and you move and you move. Gotta go fast.
Take from...
Yeah. Let's do the purple divine shield, yes. Well, that was fun. Bone guys. Die, bone guy. Divine shield. A 19-second cooldown, yes. More pally bubble. Orange dot over here. Let's go get that orange dot. See what it is. Get buffed up some more chests with junk.
Allow me to interfere.
Lightning bolt hastes, which is nice, but I'm already moving pretty quick. Lightning orbs is pretty nice though. Do like lightning orbs. More orange dots. Guy. Dead bone guy. Warp strike goes up again. Damage goes to 17. That's pretty nice. Time field. I don't like the time field. It messes with my brain. I think I killed them all. Good lord. They ran out. The one dodge is definitely getting me though. Go.
Where to?
Might attack area?
Forgot to restock the monster spawner.
Yeah, they must have run out. Dashes are longer, kind of nice. Attack faster? It's pretty nice too. Wider area. Attack area. Do I need attack area? Is that a thing? How do are my fireballs bigger? Let's do faster since I'm not entirely sure I need that area thing.
A limb.
I hate time field. Force is good. Ritual, level, random blessings, junk. Let's reroll. What we got? Much better. Force is good. Get more experience. Let's do warp strike. Screw it. More damage. Do force again. Oops, junk. What are you? You're a rod, rare, 36.7. Still got that Christmas rod on, which is probably better. 2 pounce, 1 projectiles, 45 angling. I don't know what the hell that means. It's frozen. Okay. Range, velocity, projectiles. No, the one I got is better. What is that? Ooh, spell damage goes up to 16. Very nice. More spell damage. Oh, that one's still good. Pick up some grays too, didn't I? No, I didn't. Well, you can get lost. And you can get lost. Okay. Wait, you're let's go greed. 30 gold. Okay. Archer guy, die, archer guy. I hate you. Evasion. Your attacks shoot more projectiles. I think that sounds nice, but like at the same time, I think it's gonna dick me. We're gonna do it anyway. And we're okay. We're okay. The last time I had that, it was like really hard to aim, and I couldn't hit the things right in front of me. But these bounce, so I think we're alright. I think we're alright. Divine Shield, Reprisal, or Purification. Let's do Divine Shield again. Or Pally Bow. What's that? Shard of the Fallen. Oh, minus 22 max life, terrible idea. Attack damage, terrible. Slower spell cooldowns and gain spell damage. Damage against enemies below 50 life. Damage against enemies above. That's stupid. Reject. 7% more heals. Yes. I reject the darkness. Get out of here, darkness. You're not my old friend. Got a well. Alright. Well, well, well. That's a waste. It's a double waste. Shield wings are inner piece. Let's do the wings. So we can move a little bit faster. I'm doing really good this run. Gain 600 pull, terrible idea. Enemy barriers are reduced by 24 or 9 experience per second. Let's do the barriers thing. Oh, time field is purple this time. Good lord. It's purple, I'll take it, but I really don't like it. Look at it. It's just, I can't see around it, I can't see through it. It eats up the whole screen. Yeah, it makes them go slower, but it makes me go slower too, doesn't it? Ooh, she died real fast. Divine shield or inner piece. I want 12 seconds on the shield. Okay, let's keep bumping that guy up. The enemies move slower. I don't. Yeah, my attacks move slower too. It was a mistake to pick that one. Well, well, well. Let's not buff the time field. Let's reroll that, see if we get anything better. Wisdom, more experience, ritual. Let's do more experience, I guess. I am empowered. Excitement. Water heals your wounds. I didn't really need that. Oh, I'm invincible and empowered. Oh my god. I'm the goddamn juggernaut. Do you know who I am? Ooh, Mjolnir. Attack crit or spell crit? He'll take spell crit. Force. Spell area. Oh, that's nice. It does. It makes my fireballs bigger. I see. Well, well, well. A forge. As you come closer, runes appear on the forge, demanding you pick up the hammer nearby. Forge in ice, gain 20 armor. Forge in fire, gain 24 attack damage. Did my fireballs count as attack? Well, armor doesn't really do well for this character anyway. Blue slime time! Damn, I'm tearing them apart. We already got lightning orbs. Spell speeds and cooldowns are faster. That's kind of nice. That means more lightning. Chain lightning. Lightning bolt. Whenever it travels a certain distance, lightning bolt falls onto nearby enemies. Let's just bump the spell speed up. Ah, stuck on a wall. I didn't even see it. We're looking at all the slimes. Alteration ritual. No, I don't like that one. Let's do warp strike again. We are cruising. Crom. Attack area or spell area? Let's take spell area. A kobold. Gain 60% more gold. Okay. Gold. Kobold. There's something in there. I just can't find it.
You carry the mark of the fates. If they champion you, they...
Divine shield, protection is the armor, and more life from heals. Might as well. Might as well. More life from heals. Okay, sure. Now, I've seen this one 3 or 4 times now, and I do not know what it does. And I always say test virtues, and they always say I'm worthy, but I'm just going to say it's a dumb bird. Okay. It did nothing before, and it does nothing now.
With time.
Spell durations are increased. That sounds nice.
Less than 1 year left, want some Trump liberal.
Less than 1 year left, want some Trump liberal. No, I don't want any Trump. We already have entirely too much. Let me bolt. Maybe I should have taken haste. I mean, I already moved pretty quick. And, I mean, he already lost to Joe Brandon once. There's a pretty good chance I think it'll happen again. Divide shield, inner peace. Yeah, 9-second cooldown on that shield. That'd be nice. Some purple weapons that I cannot wear.
He lost. You guys cheated by fudging the ballots.
No, he lost. All the arithmetic and counting and numbers and courts all decided that he lost. If you think he didn't, you feel. Why do you feel like they cheated, even though all the evidence says they didn't?
Sounds like crying cause you guy lost.
Yeah, like any of those for consecration, sure. Get some health back, okay.
Trump will be the first person since FDR to win 3 terms come 2024.
3 terms. I don't know how you're gonna get 3 terms. He had 1, and then he lost, and then even if he wins in 24, I don't think he can go a 3rd time after that. But honestly, if he does win, honestly, he'll just make up all the rules he wants. Doesn't matter what the rules are, what the laws say. He'll just make it up, and you'll support him. He'll shit all over the Constitution again and again and again, as he always does, and you'll support it because it makes you feel good. Politics is based on feelings. Mine and yours are both based on feelings. I'm brave enough to admit it.
Your side will try and pull some shit like assassinate him or something.
No, I don't think so. They've never done anything like that. I mean, there was some violence not too long ago. Who did that, though? Ugh. Who went and did a violent kind of a raid on the Capitol, you know? Was that the left? Was that Antifa? No, don't think it was.
Proud Boys.
Yeah, they're the violent ones. Promising violence. I don't have haste, but I should take it.
January 6th, what about all the Antifa attacks on random bystanders in MAGA caps BLM riots that destroyed the downtowns of a lot of major cities?
Destroyed the downtowns of major cities. Yeah, you're right. Those cities have just been leveled. They don't exist anymore. They have been wiped from the map. I had to call Rand McNally himself and tell him the bad news. I was like, man, listen, Rand McNally, you need to take these cities off the map. They have been ceased to exist by BLM. None of that happened. Arrested rioting in inauguration day on 2017. Yeah, they didn't coordinate and put together an entire political movement that intended to block the certification of the election.
If you watch Fox News, they tell you they're still on fire.
Exactly. Those cities are still on fire. They've never recovered.
You're full of it. Plenty of places boarded up and then just left because of BLM rioting.
And then they got better, first of all. Second, the cities have always been that way. And the, yes, BLM riots happened, but they happened for a good reason. They happened because they don't trust the system. They think that the system is rigged against the people based on their skin color.
The cities have not always been that way. What?
Of course they have. You've never been to a city. Cities have always been a hotbed for political turmoil and stuff like that. The cities have always been a place where people go to, where the people are. Protests happen in cities. They don't happen in empty wheat fields in the middle of Kansas. The majority of the civil rights marches that Martin Luther King did happen from cities. You know, they don't go to where there are no people. Political activism comes from where the people are. And then I think I was saying something else. What was I thinking? I don't remember. The stuff on Gen 6 was coordinated, planned, and so much worse.
Racially motivated riots due to white libtards cheering them on hasn't been a thing since the 60s. Fine, if your side wants to do that, I say T.
Say that opposition gets retro and bring back fire hoses? Why would you use fire hoses on people who are trying to get equal rights? You don't like equal rights? Why wouldn't you want people to have equal rights? That sounds like a bad plan, boss. They feel like, and feeling, again, politics is based on feeling. It always is, even on the left. Those people of BLM feel like the system is not taking them serious.
What equal rights do libtards not have?
The people that were rioting during Black Lives Matter, you don't even know what they were rioting about, do you, boss? You don't have any idea. The reason they say Black Lives Matter is because they think that the cops are killing them for no reason. They think that the cops are harder on them. They think that the cops are harming their children. If the cops killed my son and I burned a bunch of things down, they'd make a fucking movie about me. But if that happens to a poor black person, they call him a rioter.
They were rioting cause some guy died of a fentanyl overdose and the liberal media told them it was cause of racism.
It was because of racism.
FN hasn't told him what to think about it.
They're suggesting to you that the system isn't set up fairly for them based on their skin color. And it's true. Systemic racism is real. Systemic racism is a fact. And they wanted you to hear that, and you didn't hear it. They're trying to tell you, but you didn't want to hear it, so you didn't hear it. Does that mean I support looting? No, I don't support looting. I don't think that the people who saw those riots going on, or the protests going on. It was the biggest protest we've had since the 60s, and it went quite well. If you broke into a Target...
Yes, trying to tell me that racism against them is real by committing acts that will surely put me in support of them.
They're trying to let you know. You've heard about it, didn't you?
Check out Waldo's videos, https://www.youtubecom Waldo videos.
Well, Tony, they don't show the peaceful protests on the news. That doesn't make the news. If it bleeds, it leads. Very old saying. So what you get is people talking on the news.
I did and I am still against libtards. What's next?
I did and I'm Well, then you weren't paying attention. Try again next time. What do you suggest instead? So, the black community has suggested to you, Tony, that they are being mistreated by the police. What do you suggest? Do you have a prescription? Do you have an idea?
I am good. How about just 4 more years of Trump?
4 more years of Trump? That's your plan? That doesn't sound like a good plan. He's a fascist, and he will only make things worse.
Sounds like a great plan.
That sounds like a great plan? What's he gonna do? Revenge tour? Piss and moan? Gripe about all the people who are mean to him? Put me in a camp? Sounds like a bad plan. How does Trump make you feel?
Trump is going to lock up all the libtards, finally lol, deport all the illegals, and execute Ron DeSantis. Live in television. And I am here for it.
Tony, you are severely anti-American. You know that, right? Lock up all the libtards based on what, their ideology? So thought crimes, great. Anti-American, thanks for letting us know. Deport all the illegals. He couldn't even if he tried. There's over 7 million of them. It would be against all the laws, and it would be a bad idea. Execute Ron DeSantis on live TV? I hope you're memeing, because you are severely un-American, friend.
This is Trump derangement syndrome.
I know, right? I suggest that Trump's a fascist, and they call me, say I have Trump derangement syndrome. This guy wants fucking straight up fascism. He's just, normal. Dracula, Baron of the Outer Circle. Alright, I've seen him
I am
once
severely
before.
American. Libtards have no place in America, ergo patriotic duty to remove them.
You don't even know what America is, man. You don't know what freedom is. You have no idea what these words mean.
Plus libtards hate America anyway.
No, they don't. I'm a leftist and I love the country. I love America. I don't want you ruining it with your fascism. I listen to right-wing people, and I listen to what they have to say, and what they have to say generally
Yeah, sure,
is
that's
fascism.
why leftists burn American flags and crap like that. Okay,
That's
dude.
called freedom, bro. Tony, do you know what the word freedom means? You don't know what the word means. What does the word freedom mean? It means you are free to do as you see fit. And if you feel like burning a flag, you are free to do so. But you would take that freedom away from them. Amazing. You say you're all about America, but then you take people's freedoms away? You have done nothing but in this conversation except talk about all the freedoms you would take away from people. Think about that for a minute. Halfway on Dracula here.
Don't forget about the hurting people cause they don't agree with him.
Right. I mean, which is taking the rights away,
Why did you pivot to a different topic?
I didn't pivot to anything. I'm talking about you. and your anti-freedom stance.
I said libtards hate America.
They don't. They love America. You don't know what America is. You don't know what
My
it means.
proof was flag burning.
Flag burning is a freedom that you can have in a free country, but you don't want that freedom. You would
bring
take
up
it
BS.
away. I bring up you taking away people's freedom. You taking away people's freedom to burn that flag. Do they have the freedom to do so? You don't think they should. And you tell me you're the person who loves America? You love America and you love it so much you're going to take everybody's freedom away. Good call, boss. You disagree with the choices that they have made. You disagree with the way they want to live their lives, and you would take that away from them.
I wasn't arguing the legality of burning the flag. I made a statement that this group hates America. My example was a specific act. Nice debate.
Yes, I'll defend that act. You know, conservatives used to say that goofy...
Did you study at the school of Stephen Bonnell?
I don't know who that is. The example is a specific act. Okay. You know that, like, freedom means people will do things you don't like. What do you suggest we do for people who do things that you, Tony, don't like? Somebody has done a thing you don't like. We have to determine whether or not they're allowed to do so. So we get into legality, stuff like that. Is it legal to burn that flag? Yes. Do you have to like it? No. That's called freedom. You don't know what the word freedom means. You've been convinced by right-wing media that freedom means you get to live in a white picket house with 2.5 kids in the suburbs, and that's freedom. And anything outside that isn't freedom. You don't know what the word means.
Let me make this clear to you. I do not give a shit about the legality. I am saying this act is proof of libtards hating their country. How much more simple can I make this?
Yeah, proof. Is it a free country? Freedom. Is it a free country? If you live in a free country, that means people will do things that you do not like, even things that are anti-American.
That's not the argument.
That is exactly the argument. If you don't accept...
Are you purposely being obtuse?
No, I'm being so far above you that you can't even comprehend it. Is America a free country? Yes or no?
T right now.
No, not right now. It's not a free country right now? Because people are allowed
Trump isn't in power, so it's not free.
So it's not free. Brilliant. Didn't you just specifically tell me he was going to take my rights away, put me in a camp, and then murder Ron DeSantis on TV, and then move 7 million people out of the things? Man, Tony, you don't know what the word freedom means. You don't. You have no idea what that means. Hey, Zoviak, how you doing? Welcome back. You don't know what that word means.
Haha, you have to admit those are great ideas.
Those are not great ideas. Those are severe harms to human freedom. And I don't like that. Freedom is a good thing. I want to maximize human freedom, and you want to corral it and control it into just the parts that you like.
You're not talking about patriotism, you're harping on nationalism, and it's a toxic.
Right. I agree.
What are harms to human freedom?
Putting all the libtards in a camp. Putting people in camps based on their political ideology. That is a harm.
I just
to human
showed up.
freedom.
Sorry, I am late to the party.
Well, welcome, man, Popog. I'm glad you're here. Tony is being a fascist, and I'm like debating him, sort of.
Nationalism is good. Putting your country first is natural.
Yeah, see, he's kind of sussy. You know what I mean?
Oh, putting people in camps based on their political affiliation is bad.
Yeah, he thinks it's based, though. So I disagreed with them, you know? It seems like a bad idea to me to do that.
Where do you stand on the potential for Germany to ban AfD?
It's tricky because
Imprisoning libtrads is a time-honored tradition in many nations. What's the issue?
it's against freedom and human rights, Tony. You don't know that because you don't know what those things are. As far as the AfD, I could.
I have incredible good political news from Germany.
Oh yeah.
For the first time in history, a demonstration against right-wing extremism had to be cancelled because too many people showed up in the last fay.
20 people showed up. Sorry, let me get the right chat here. Where is that chat? Too many people showed up in the last few days and have been 2.5 million people in German streets demonstrating against the right and demanding the AfD be deposed. I think that's a good thing. That sounds fantastic. I don't love the idea of a government suggesting that you can't hold a certain belief or push for that belief unless it's fascism and Nazism. Then maybe, because imagine the AfD were complete 100% Nazi. They are 100% Hitler. Are we okay with stopping them from running and then winning and then taking the rights of everyone else away afterward? So if your policy, if your party is anti-democracy, I'm okay with democracy banning you.
Hates fascism, wants to prevent democratic events like elections.
Hates fascism, wants to prevent democratic events like elections. If the fascists win and cancel all elections from then
Least
on,
hypocritical libtard.
I'm being fair here. If you run on a platform, if you start up a political party and say to everyone who listens to that political party, your stance is I win and I will get rid of democracy. The first day one, I'm going to abandon the Constitution. I'm going to get rid of democracy. I think it's
As a
okay
right-wing
to
party,
stop them.
AfD is commonly positioned on the radical right, a subset of the far right within the family of European political part.
And
Wiki.
and does not oppose democracy. Okay, so if they're
No
not
one is
opposing
running on
democracy,
that lol.
I know they're not, but that's what they might do. That's what worries me. Is I think that you're right, Tony. Nobody is running on that. So I'm taking it to the
Likewise, on January
absurdism.
17th, a secret meeting between the AfD and companies and extremists was uncovered by investigative journalists and secretly
Filmed, in which they talked about revoking German citizenship from German citizens who are against the right in order to deport them. Exactly. See, Tony, look at that. So these fools are running, and in their secret meetings that have been secretly taped, they're talking about taking away people's citizenship for their ideological ideas. Tony, do you think that we should take people's citizenship away if they have different political ideas? Zoviak, if that's their aim, hopefully people wouldn't vote for them. But if they do, I might be okay with like limiting the number of. I might be okay with the government saying you cannot be a party. I know it doesn't sound democratic, but you know what's not democratic? Somebody taking away people's citizenship because of their ideas.
That's why the crowds go on the streets now.
Right, that's why the crowds go on the street, hopefully.
If libtards are calling people fascist, it just means that the other side doesn't use terms like mansplaining. The public is sick of your guys.
Donald Trump is a
There was
fascist.
this guy who thought he could
The
bring
AfD
someone
is
back to
borderline
life
fascist.
like
They're
the
probably fascist. I don't know enough about them. Zoviak, is the AfD fascist?
I
They
am
kind of
still
seem
not
like it.
okay with limiting them. You're okay with limiting the government, but I understand that's a US mindset cause we have a real constant.
The Constitution, yeah. I'm not in love with the idea, but what do we do with somebody who says if we win, we will take away the citizenship from the people who disagree with us? I don't know what you do about that. There's some real difficult...
The AFD are the most fascist party after the NSDAP in 1933.
Okay. They are not going to be fair
Trump
shepherds
isn't
for the
fascist,
next...
he governed less fascist than Biden, who wants to pressure social media companies into censorship, more wars, etc.
You don't know what the word fascist means, boss. You don't know what it means. Donald Trump is a fascist. Only... He's closer to authoritarian.
What do you do with someone who says if we win I will create unconstitutional welfare programs?
What do you do with
Trump wanted less taxes and no foreign entanglements. How is any of that fascist?
You don't know what the word
We have
fascist
checks and
means,
balances
Tony.
to stop them. That's what.
If I win, I create an unconstitutional welfare programs, checks and balances to stop them. Yes, I would agree with that if it's an unconstitutional welfare program. But it depends on welfare. Man, I love it when people are taken care of. I think it's a good thing for the government to help take care of people. And I can recognize that some of those things can go too far or cost too much, and that's why we need a properly functioning government with those checks and balances that Popog is talking about.
Wants less government, ergo he's a fascist. Ah yes, the political acumen of the libtard is unmatched.
Alright, I'm going to Alt-Tab and we'll go down the fascist checklist, and I'll show you the things that he's done. He fits all of the checklists. Alright, here we go. And we got that here, and we're going to put it here, and we'll go to there, and we'll change.
But we don't say, oh, you wanted to create an illegal program, you're banned from running for office. Fun fact, in this secret meeting it was spoken about Trump too. The AFD want to try Trump's election fraud scam to delegitimize official votes for
the AFD itself. Yeah, they're going to do the same thing that he has always done. Oops, we don't want that here. We want to go here, and we turn off the game capture. Where'd you go? Off, and we turn on the Windows capture to, and then we go there, and we put this to Chrome. There we go. All right. Go to Chrome. And we go to fascism. I think there's even a checklist. Umberto Eco, a practical list for identifying fascists. So a practical list for identifying fascists.
This guy is gonna pull up that goofy Umberto Eco list.
Yes, I am, because
fucking
it's
knew it.
Brilliant. Bro, it's correct. It's literal facts. Because it's facts, and you can't do a damn thing about it. You don't like it because it proves me correct. So you feel like it's a bad idea. You feel like you don't like it. Because that's all you've got, feelings. Tony, this list is scientifically perfect.
I hate all these election security posers. I cared about election security back in the Diebold days.
This guy knows about Diebold. Okay. He's an OG. I gotcha.
Any American who claims to care about election security and doesn't know that name, they don't give a shit.
You're right, Popog. Okay, here we go. The cult of tradition.
That's one writer's take. It's not scientifically perfect because some of it is so loose it can apply to Biden as well.
Yes, some of it could. I'm not saying it couldn't. Some of it could apply to me if you look at it from a certain direction, but it's a guideline. Man, you look at these lists, you say, how many does he check off? A lot of them, and is he doing it to empower himself and harm the country? And the answer is yes. Yes. The culture of tradition, he absolutely loves tradition. One only has to look at the syllabus of every fascist movement to find a major traditionalist thinkers. The Nazi Gnosis was nourished by traditionalist, synchronist, and occult elements. He does that. He is a cult of tradition. Make America great again. Rejection of modernism. He does not like anything progressive. He doesn't like anything that's new or interesting. The Enlightenment, the Age of Reason, has been seen as the beginning of modern depravity.
My team didn't win, so I am going to make excuses and deny reality to cope. A guideline written by one particular author whose focus wasn't politics to begin with. Check out Waldo's videos, https www.youtubecom Waldo videos. Fascism describes the exclusion and poor treatment of groups of people who think differently as second class. Exactly which groups these are?
depends on the background of the fascist and does not necessarily have anything to do with the nationality. So a man who treats women badly is not only sexist, but also possibly. Generally, I like this list here because it's written. This was written before Trump. Tony, you know this was written before Trump, right? Somebody wrote it, and then then Trump became a famous politician, and we applied this to him, and it worked.
Why should I treat Umberto Eco's take as sacrosanctuating it off like I tome how scripture?
Then you don't care about facts and logic. You don't care about the things that matter. You don't care about the definitions of these words. You feel the way you feel, and that's all that matters to you. And you're going to tell me, you're going to look me in the eye and tell me that you're operating on
Tony,
facts
pick
and logic.
another list, then whose list do you use?
He'll find one that makes him feel good. Tony, you'll find a list that makes you feel good and you feel right. Because you
No,
are
I
feelings.
am asking you that because again it can apply to Biden, just THR same.
Okay, fine. We all know that Donald Trump fills almost all of these to a T. Let's apply this to Joe Biden. Let's do it. Does Joe Biden have the cult of tradition? I don't think so. He slightly, because he's a Catholic, he might have like traditions, but he doesn't like force that on anybody else.
Fascism isn't defined by a checklist. I can't believe what I am hearing from the other chat. Biden is not a cult of traditionalist or a rejection of modernism. I say this as a person who doesn't like Biden. Let me guess, Twitch chatter.
Fascism isn't defined by a checklist. Bro, how do you define anything? Tony, you don't know what the word definition means. We're making a hell of a list of things that you don't know tonight. You don't know what fascism is. You don't know what the definitions are. You don't know what freedom is. You don't know what America is. You don't know what's American and what's not. I mean, you are on one tonight. Does Biden exemplify the cult of tradition? I don't think so. Popog has said no. Biden is not a cult of traditionalist or a rejection of modernism. I say this as a person who doesn't like Biden. Great.
He
I agree
defines
with
thing
you.
by his feelings.
He defines the thing by his
Fascism
feelings.
isn't defined by words or ideas, man. Tony doesn't want to be bound by your labels.
I know, he doesn't want to be
So
bound.
reality has to conform to a set list of definitions. What?
No, we use the definitions to explain
Let's
our
try
reality,
to do it inverse. Let
comprehend.
Tony explain what he thinks what fascism is.
I think he mentioned it already, but it's just Joe Biden. It's when he doesn't get what he wants. When Tony doesn't get what he wants, it's fascism. Has Joe Biden rejected modernism? I don't think so. He is generally pretty left. He's not always left-leaning, but he's further left than the than the Republicans. He's accepting of gay marriage. He pushes for trans lives. He doesn't hate trans people, but he doesn't really understand them. So I don't think there's a whole lot of hatred from him coming out about trans people. He's not using the word not depravity. What's that other D word? Degeneracy. He's not talking about the degenerates, you know. The cult of action for action's sake. Good Lord. Joe Biden barely does anything. So action being beautiful in itself, it must be taken before or without any previous reflection. That's all Joe Biden does is reflect and calmly decide what he's going to do next.
Ultimate sophistry. Fascism is easy. We just look at Nazi Germany, fascist Italy, or Francopan. Note that the three of these are fascist
despite having some glaring differences. Great. They all had these things in common. Tony, they all went down this checklist. These 14 points here could be used to describe things that those three places did. And then when you put Trump in this lens of analysis, do you know what the lens of analysis means? You should look that up.
That's true. The checklist is pretty accurate.
Zoviak, I agree, man. This is an accurate list. Disagreement is treason. Have you heard anybody on the from Biden saying that? Have you heard Biden talk about how disagreement is treason? He wants everybody to meet in the middle. He wants everybody to come together. Donald Trump will tell you that the people who disagree with him are anti-American.
Fascism is when the state and government merge, just like what Biden is doing.
When the state and government merge.
The checklist is one person's attempt to distill your definition. Tony, find and label the common elements of those three regimes.
Fascism when the state and government merge.
State and corporation, sorry.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, you were breaking my brain there, boss. State and corporations. That's not what the word fascism means. The combination of that, what's the actual word? Corporatocracy or something like that? Uh, Government-run corporations, stuff like that. That's not fascism. That is a authoritarian, kind of, if they're telling you what to do.
Corporatism.
Corporatism. Yeah, I think Popog's got it. Corporatism. That's not fascism. Disagreement is treason.
Corporatism. The state and corporations merge and the state uses thugs like Antifa and secret police FBI to arrest, intimidate, harass patriots.
The state and corporations merge and then the state uses thugs like Antifa.
That's literally fascism.
That could be a thing that a fascist government does, but if they don't have all the rest of these, then they would just be a corporatist. If they're doing it so that they can...
Corporatism is really the opposite, though, where the state is run by corporations.
Yeah, Tony, I don't think any of the things you're talking about are making sense. Joe Biden's not doing that either.
By the way, Tony, I would say I can judge really good what fascism is and what not. I am a German, and we have to learn about that topic 9 years L.
Because we don't want to let Nazi happen again, yeah. So, let's see. Disagreement is treason. Definitely not from Biden. Let's see. Fear of difference. Man, Biden's all about that DEI.
Germans are pussies, though, no offense.
Tony, don't say things like that. It's not very nice.
Tony, you describe corruption and not fascism.
I think Zoviak's got a point there. You're describing a...
Grasping at straws, the kick chat. I did say no offense.
Oh, well, that makes it better. Well... All right, then, what do we got? The appeal to social frustration. My man, listen, look at number 6. You gotta look at number 6. The appeal to social frustration? Is that not the entire Trump campaign? He just goes up there pissing and moaning, whining, bitching, and crying about the libs and the cancel culture and the people that are mean to him.
Well, if Germans are pussies, then Americans are dumbasses who does not look over their borders, but hey, no offense.
Exactly. Good. Zoviak said no offense, so it's fine.
I can do that too, bro XD.
The obsession with a plot. Mother of God, Donald Trump is more plot than man at this point. He is more plot than human. The followers must feel besieged. The easiest way to solve a plot is to appeal to xenophobia.
We beat your asses before, during the war. Watch your mouth, German.
All right. What are we
Tony
doing?
is close on economic fascism, the state dictating the will of the people to corporations instead of the shareholders voting. Also, there's a particular focus on self-sufficiency.
Tony, take a 5-minute break. The enemy is both weak and strong. Donnie Trump does that all the time. Okay, so sorry, I got thrown off. We're supposed to be doing this for Joe Biden. Does Joe Biden push fear and difference? No, he loves DEI. He talks about how important it is that you hire the people who are different. Does Joe Biden appeal to social frustration? Not social frustration. He would probably complain about economic frustration or something along those lines. He would appeal to a frustrated middle class, sure, but I don't think it's for social reasons. The obsession with a plot. The followers must feel besieged. The followers must feel besieged. Does Joe Biden come out on the stump to someone on the stage?
I do give Biden a check on the frustration.
Yeah, I think there might be something there, but I think
And because you won a war, you think you have a point here. You know that we are a financial wonder, don't you? Without our money, you guys would.
Okay. Zoviak, I muted him for 5 minutes. So yeah, I agree with you, Popok. He might get a check on frustration, but I don't know that it's based on those social culture war. You know, if Biden came out there and said, "Hey, your abortion rights are gone, and you need to vote for Democrats," I would say he would absolutely be on that social frustration thing. If he said Ron DeSantis is taking away all the trans people's rights, that would be a social frustration. I think he is actually kind of doing that, so I'm okay with giving him a check on that one. The obsession with the plot, not from Biden. The enemy is both weak and strong. I don't think he's ever done that. He's never said...
Plot kinda, not really Biden, but the anti-Trump stuff was pretty obsessive, so I am not sure I'd give him the check cause he barely plays int.
Right, he barely plays into that, yeah. the enemy is both weak and strong. I don't think he does that. He's not like, hey, these weak Republicans are.
Okay, it's a pity you have to know I don't get upset by conversations like this. I like the challenge XD.
Okay, sorry, Zodiac. I was just
Check out Waldo's
trying to keep
videos
everything
https
decent.
www.youtubecom Waldo videos.
Passivism is trafficking with the enemy. You are not going to get that from
Depends
a
if
Dem.
the enemy is gravity, then Biden is for sure on number 8.
Gravity will be his undoing someday. But he doesn't talk about how weak the right wing is and how they're going to take away your life because they're so strong. He doesn't do the weak thing. He might do the strong thing, but not the weak and strong thing at the same time. Then what have we got? Pacifism is trafficking with the enemy. I've never heard him say anything similar to that. There's no struggle for life, but rather life is lived for struggle. I don't get that feeling from him. I don't think I would give Joe Biden a check on number 9. Contempt for the weak, absolutely not. He wants more and more and more social programs. You know, he wants more of the social welfare, and that's for the weak. He's the exact opposite. He has generally, when you complain about liberals and the left and stuff like that, you talk about how they empower the weak, how they steal from the rich and give to the poor. So he's the opposite of number 10. 11, everybody's educated to become a hero. Maybe a little bit, because his son was in the military, and he talks about the heroism, and he pushes the American love for the military. So maybe a little bit on 11. Machismo and weaponry, God no, he's anti-gun, man. Like, and even if he isn't completely against the gun things that's going on, he wants them to be gone. And if he isn't, it's because he's trying to win the center. So he's definitely not 12.
Biden is the most machismo you've ever seen.
Because of his sexual habits. His even sex is difficult game to play, the fascist hero tends to play with weapons. Doing so becomes an stas phallic exercise. Yeah. I don't think he fits number 12. Selective populism is there is in our future a TV or internet populism in which the emotional response of a selected group of citizens can be presented and accepted as the voice of the people. Maybe. But he usually, when a Dem or a Lib talks about things, they don't say our side is right, the real America versus the coastal elites, you know. So I mean, he says we're one nation, we're one country. Well, I'll be the president for all of you. I don't think he's doing a selective populism. He might be aiming his ideas. Biden might be aiming his ideas at a certain populace.
Here, by the way, Germany did a huge mistake. We adapted the American military SIATM like only volunteer soldiers. The problem in America does.
This worked
14,
because
the progressive left sure does this, but once again, not Biden.
14, Newspeak. Yeah, I can see your point there, Pobog. They do Newspeak, all the Nazi and fascist school books made to impoverish vocabulary and elementary syntax in order to limit the instruments for complex or critical reasoning.
Perfect healthcare, for example, in Germany. Does this not work because we have all this profits also in civil life?
Let me finish with the thing, and then I'll go back over your things there, Zodiac. So 13, I'm not on board for Biden. 14, the left kind of does. I can see what you're going for there, Popok. The corralling of language, the necessary, you must say these things in this way or else you're bad. But I'd suggest they're not limiting or impoverishing the vocabulary. The left that nobody likes on Twitter makes new words. They don't limit the number of words that you can. They don't impoverish the vocabulary. They expand it to such a dynamic range that you can't even figure out what the hell they're talking about. They invent new terms like cis, like what's that other thing? Het. You know, they start inventing new words.
Racism means power plus discrimination raised to the power of melanin.
Racism means power plus. See, they're not impoverishing vocabulary there. They're creating identity politics. They're creating more and more and more vectors on the what's that thing called where you cross? where all of your things cross. It's a cross-sectionalism, intersectionality. That's the word I'm looking for, Popok. They create more intersectionality. If all of your intersections, if you have 9 intersections, the more liberal you are, the more of those you have. You have 10, you have 12, you have 15.
These limited definitions of racism are designed to limit thought on the topic.
I don't think so. I think they're intended to give people more ways to describe that racism. Racism means power plus discrimination raised to the power of million. Yes, I think. I mean, what is my grandpa describe racism as? What is his definition? What is I hate black people?
Intersectionality is like a decision paralysis IMHO.
Right. So they're not right. Intersectionality only gets worse the further left you go. The more intersectionality there is, the more paralysis there is. And that's not an impoverished vocabulary. That is not a limiting of elementary syntax. They're adding to the vocabulary. And they're doing a bad job with it. I think they're adding so much that it's so watered down, it's just water. They've watered the juice down so much that it's just water. So I don't think that, I think they get their own little definition here. I don't think even the Twitter leftists don't fit number 14. They're so far the opposite that they've almost come back around to being useless. I think the more intersectionality you have, the more worthless it is.
I think it's limiting by adding too much. Said to me they gets a check, but like maybe a different check.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe they're going. Maybe it's horseshoe theory that they've watered it down.
Make
they've
the
added
check
so
purple
much
instead of a red check.
You're right. It's the horseshoe theory. They've gone so far left that now they're almost touching the right. And I think you're right. By adding so much, it becomes useless. If you have 17 different descriptors to you or who you are, you almost become unfindable. You cease to be special or interesting or something along those lines. I mean, there's so much intersectionality that you are paralyzed. I think you gave us a good description there. I think, yeah. So that is. Well, let's close that. Good stream tonight, guys. I know everybody came in towards the end there. Tony, you probably aren't banned or blocked at this point. I appreciate you coming in. Thanks for following. If you hit the follow button.
So much stream.
Well, I start at 7 and I go for about 2 hours. And now it's about time to wrap up. But I'll be back on Wednesday. Also, the streams are on the YouTube channel. If you want to watch the full thing, feel free to do that. If you want to watch the
YouTube. https www.youtubecom Walda videos.
If you want to watch the videos, but in a more compressed form.
When am I gonna come in and not scream racial epithets?
I'm all right with you coming in. What are you doing this Saturday? Oh God, do you see these little monsters? Look at them. Good Lord. I just got attacked by a bunch of dogs. Wild ass dogs running around. This must be because the cities all fell. All the cities got destroyed. BLM destroyed the city, and now there's just wild dogs running around my house. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Are you available this Saturday, Popa? Come bring to me an idea.
Probably playing with my kid.
Well, I usually stream Saturday mornings at 10.
Kids right.
Yeah, I know. Horrible little things. I got one right over here. So, yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday. We'll do a little bit
Make Fallout look tame.
That's right. On Wednesday, we'll check the headlines. We'll play another game. And then on Saturday, we'll do some more stuff. Thomas might be here on Wednesday, so I'm not entirely sure. He definitely doesn't make Mondays, but he might be here on Wednesday.
For me, it's simple fascism: exclude and treat people who think differently. Fringe groups badly. Racism: excluding and treating people of diff.
Yeah, and
But I'll try to at least catch the Saturday stream even if I can't join.
okay, cool. I appreciate that. So Wednesday, couple of headlines, then a game. Saturday, uh, maybe Thomas on Wednesday. So Saturday we'll do it again, and maybe more. So if you want to watch just the individual videos, I chop them up, put them onto YouTube, turn them into videos, and then I do the shorts so that people will see it and watch it. And then that's where most of my subs come from, is shorts views and stuff like that. So Wednesday, 7 o'clock
Why the
West
bias for
time.
headlines in this stream? When are we gonna go into the footlines?
The footlines? Well, they're just ads. I don't know if you've been on the internet, but after you read you read the headline, then you read the body of the story, then you get ads about how much doctors hate this one weird trick. Uh, I suppose we could click on some ads. God, that would make an ugly stream, wouldn't it? Give my computer super aids by clicking on all the pop-ups that pop up. That would be the stream would
Ads I
cease to
use
function.
uBlock Origin, so I don't know what those are.
Oh well, some of them they're getting to the point where they're giving me grief. I try and watch, check the news and stuff like that, and I try to put it on stream, and then it's like, hey, you can't look at that because you have your ad blocker. Turn your ad blocker off if you want to be on here. And I hit escape and stuff like that and try and avoid it. So the AP is usually pretty good about that, but they still have some on there. The ad blockers don't block everything. And then
Nano Defender is your friend.
Nano Defender, I'll Google it, give it a look, see how it looks, and
Blocks ad block blockers.
blocks ad block blockers. Oh no! Until the New York Times finds out about it and then finds a way to block the ad blocker block. Uh, they will get their dollars for looking at their stuff.
But there might be a block for ad block S.
Yeah, it's a never-ending arms race between the New York Times and ad blockers, and nobody benefits. Who will survive the ad blocker wars?
But then we just have to get an ad block blocker. Blockers.
Blockers. Yeah, it will end in war. Nobody thought about that. What if the ad
Canooch
blockers
this blocker.
canooch this blocker? What if the ad blockers lead to the next world war? I'll start writing that sci-fi novel. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Also, Angela Merkel, former Chancellor of Germany, said Internet East Newland. What means Internet is new territory, so I don't know what ad block.
I don't know what ad blockers are. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a whole new world. It's a bit of a mess. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about now. Okay, great. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for coming. Tony, if you're still here watching,
Thanks for the stream.
press the subscribe button, press the like button. You can turn a frog
We love
gay.
you.
I love you too. Thank you. And I'll be back on Wednesday. Goodbye.
It's not water wars we should be afraid of, it's the ad blocker wars that will do us in. Well, for sure that was a joke, but our internet here is terrible XD.
Support the stream so that we can support German internet. It's a good note to go out on.